Hello, welcome to White Threads FlossTube number 53. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be talking today about linen thread, and I don't mean the horrible linen thread that DMC put out many years ago, but lovely linen thread that's a pleasure to work with, as opposed to being horrible and like straw. As I talk today, I apologise, but there may be the noise of drilling. There are some people doing some work next door, and I don't know how long they're going to go on for, so I just thought I'm going to have to make the video, and if you hear some strange noises in the background, that's what it is. They're doing some work next door, so I apologise for that. So today I'm going to talk to you about Londonderry linen thread. That is the brand of linen thread that I sell. It is also the same as Gold's Child linen thread, which is sold in Europe. It's the same thread. It comes in a range of colours. I only have the white, and it comes in 5 different thicknesses. Hopefully you can see them. So the thinnest one is 100/3, and it comes on a spool like this, and on this spool there are 50 metres. The next size up is 80/3, and there are also 50 metres on that spool. This one here is 50/3, there are 30 metres on that spool. This one here is 30/3, and there are 20 metres on that spool. This one here, the last one, is 18/3, and there are just 12 metres on that spool. So you may not have ever used linen thread before, but it's what's used traditionally for Early-Style Hardanger. So this is a project that I made for my book, Early-Style Hardanger, and it is a cushion, and it's all worked in linen thread on linen fabric. Now, why would I want to use linen thread on linen fabric? So many people use pearl cotton these days for doing their hardanger. Well, traditionally it was used, linen thread was used, and also it behaves quite differently than cotton thread does. So cotton thread, you can stitch along with it, looks lovely, it's got a nice sheen to it. Linen thread has less of a sheen, though, however, there were some pieces that I saw in the Hardanger Folk Museum in Norway, which were so shiny that I asked the curator, is that rayon or silk? And she said, no, that's linen. It's just got a really nice sheen to it. And that can happen over time when you iron and press and press and press. It develops a patina, or patina, which has a lovely shine to it. So you can get quite shiny linen. So why would you use linen thread over cotton? Well, the big advantage that I can think of is that you know how when you're sewing with linen or you wear linen clothing, it creases terribly. Well, linen thread also creases, and if you're doing pulled thread stitches, there's a real advantage to the creasing. You can pull your thread and pinch, so you can make your stitch, pull the thread and pinch this between your finger and thumb. What that does is it stabilizes the fabric, and you just tighten the thread rather than pulling the whole thing sideways. And if you're pinching it at the same time, it will put a crease in the thread, and it means that once you take your fingers away, it's less likely to just creep back again and loosen off its tension. It will keep the tension much more easily, and so it will stay much closer to where you put it than if it was a cotton thread, and particularly if it was a rayon thread, because they don't do anything like you want them to. So there is a real advantage to using linen thread, I find. So it's the main thread that's used in this book, Early-Style Hardanger. It's also going to be the main thread that's used in my new book, which will be coming out early next year, Frisian White Work. Traditionally, they used linen thread on linen fabric as well. Now, because you've possibly never seen this before, I'm going to give you a bit of a comparison between threads that you're more likely to have used before, so you can know the sort of thickness that we're talking about. So the 18/3, which is the thickest one, is approximately equal to a number 5 pearl cotton in terms of its thickness. Then the 30/3 is approximately equal to a number 8 pearl cotton. Now these are only approximations, they're not exact. So if you were going to substitute some linen thread for a pearl cotton, I would suggest buy a few sizes and try them so that you can see that what you're getting is what you want. The 50/3 is approximately equal to a number 12 pearl. The 80/3 is approximately equal to a number 16 pearl cotton. Now, number 16 pearl cotton is actually not very common. DMC doesn't do a number 16, Presentia does. I'm not sure if anyone else does, but that's approximately equal to a number 16. And 100/3, now I haven't tried this out recently, but it's very fine, and I would say it's equal to about 1 or 2 strands of stranded floss. I'm not sure which, and it might depend on how you stitch, whether you're stitching very tight or not, the coverage that you get. So there's some approximations. Now I have all of those sizes available on my website. I have them in white only. There is a possibility that I will expand to ivory in the future. You can get them in other colours. I don't stock them in the other colours because being a white worker, really that's mostly what I need. Yeah, so that's linen thread. If you've got any questions about linen thread that you'd like to ask me, if you would like to use it instead of your pearl cotton or something or other else, or if you just want to give it a go, then I suggest that you can either order some through the website, ask me any questions that you need to. It does behave differently in terms of its fluffiness than pearl cotton. It's not the sort of thread that you want to undo and redo. It does fluff quite a bit, and so I tend to find that you need shorter lengths than you would with a pearl cotton, because it's a little bit, it becomes furry much more quickly. So if there's any other questions that you have, please ask. And if you haven't liked my channel, it would be great if you did, particularly as I'm slowing them down at the moment while I'm away from home, while I'm caring for a family member. I'm not posting as regularly, and so if you need to know when there is a new video up, if you subscribe and set your notifications correctly, YouTube will tell you as soon as there is a new one up. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, that'd be great. It also shows YouTube that this is a popular channel and that it's worth promoting to other people so that more people can see what I have to say and learn from it. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.